be frightened. You might think it's a snake because there's no light, you can't see. You might be running helter-skelter, the whole house might be upside down. But once the light is there, so it's a rope, all right. So all the fears drop out because you have seen it. All the pressures drop out. All the hang-ups, they drop out. Whatever is abnormal drops out and you become an absolutely a normal person. Absolutely a normal person. That's what it is that you have to become. But it is much, much more than that. This is not only that you get your physical fitness. Many people have been cured. They must have told you that cancer is cured. Yes, true, cancer is cured. Many diseases are cured. Mental cases are cured. If you have been to horrible gurus, you get cured. All these things happen. But that's not the end of it. This is just the redeeming part. The redeeming part is that you are redeemed of all these physical, mental, emotional problems. But the another part of it is that you yourself get the power. You become the prophets. The men of God will become prophets. That's what your great poet William Blake had said. The men of God will become prophets and they will have power to make others prophet. This is the sign. He has given you the sign. You become prophets. That means you get the power to do all this yourself. Every individual can do it. Even small children can do it. Even a little Olympia can do it. When you become the prophet, you also know everything about it, what you are doing, how you have to do it, how to raise the Kundalini, how to cross all the different centers which are sick, how to keep it there. You become absolutely the master. Now the prophets were, we can say, like William Blake was a prophet, all right. He was a seer. He saw this future. He's mentioned everything that was going to happen to Sahajog, no doubt. I don't know how many are aware of it. Most of them thought he was a lunatic. They couldn't believe him. When he talked of all these things, that Jerusalem is going to be established in England's pasture land. Nobody could believe this. It must be mad. But time has come. Jerusalem is to be established. There's a special thing about England. And he saw that 100 years back, clearly the whole picture. But nobody understood him. He was a prophet. Nobody understood him what he said. Those who understood also had an academic sort of an interest in it. And some did feel that there may be some sort of a truth in what he has said and described. So you are more than a prophet in a way, that you are not interested in seeing the future, but you come in the present. What they describe, the future for them, which they did not enjoy, is your present. And that you become the master yourself. All these great prophets had a big, big problem. I had a discussion with an ambassador recently who is a very learned man from India. And he was telling me that the biggest problem was that with rationality, with explanations, how far can we go? Supposing you say there is all-pervading power. They said, how are we to believe? It's all cock and bull story. Prove it to us. By argument, of course, you cannot prove it. But for experiencing also, you cannot prove it. So they used to give up. Like Adi Shankaracharya, at a point he reached, he wrote about Viveka Chudamani and all these treatises, and then he gave up. And he started describing the mother. He said, I give up, that's all. And they said that he went soft in his head because he couldn't go ahead with his philosophies and started praising the mother. He said, what's wrong? The same thing happens with Bible, with Quran, with everything, that people think either you follow them with faith, with blind faith, do not question anything, just accept whatever they are saying, become fanatics, kill each other, die, then it's all right. Or else, you just give up, you become communists, no God. If you have to have your brains alive, then you better give up all these religions, which is all nonsense. Christianity is hopeless because these churches, Islam is useless because of fanaticism, that is useless because of this and that is, Hinduism is another nonsense. Because at this level, it looks like that. At this point, it appears like that. It has no meaning. It's nonsensical. This blind faith, people can't accept. The scientists say, what is this blind faith? We went to moon. It's all just the same. What's there? We went to moon, we never saw God. What are you talking about God? How are we to believe there is God? But we have to now prove the existence of God. We have to prove the existence of this all-pervading power. We have to prove the existence of that spirit within you. It is to be proved. It is to be actualized. So arguments will stop. With arguments, one cannot achieve it. With blind faith, one cannot achieve it. Rationality cannot take it there, or this emotional adherence will not take you there. Its actualization is the happening that really makes you that. The reality that is actually expressing within your central nervous system. That is the one is going to convince. But it is not for conviction. For example, if you are not convinced, the divine is not interested. Like these people were saying, whether by putting up posters that these people know about you, that you are there. I said, that's all. That's all. You have told them, you have passed the message. Now, if they come, well and good. That's our job, is to inform. If they come, if they get realization, well and good. If they establish themselves, even better. We'll work hard for them. But we cannot force it. We cannot force it. We cannot have any artificial ways of impressing you. Like we cannot carry a circus. You have to have a sensitivity of your own to understand the importance, and your own pure intelligence must tell you that this is the thing. Otherwise, we cannot fall at your feet and say, oh, please. We cannot implore. Neither can we cross your freedom that is given to you. It's in your own freedom and in its own glory that you have to ascend. Because you are epitome. You are the epitome of this creation. Nobody can force you to do it. If you want to go to hell, all right, take 2 running jumps and you can go down. If you want to go to heaven, that's also possible. So the time we are here, we do not realize how precarious they are, how vital, and the most important times for which we have been waiting. The most important moment in the life of creation is today, when people are seeking and Sahaja Yoga is manifesting on a mass scale. This is such a fortunate thing that you are seekers of ages gathered here, and that Sahaja Yoga has come to you as a blessing of the divine, because divine itself is anxious to manifest. But people who come to me are of different levels. Some are mediocres, some are absolutely base. Those who are absolutely base will say, Mother, what about my job? I have applied for it. Or maybe something little better. Or some people can say, Mother, I'm not well, this, that. All right, that also can be done. But those who are of a very high quality, whatever may be their problems, whatever they have done so-called sins, is all forgiven, completely believed, not to feel guilty at all. In Sahaja Yoga, the first mantra one has to say, Mother, I am not guilty, 3 times at least. So one has to understand that you are ready for it, you are glorified for it, and you have to get it.